Good evening. It's Robin Morris back with you again. Thank you for watching. I'm here again to talk about another aspect of depression. However, depression is not going to be a subject that I talk about that's whole humdrum, woe is me, because that's not helping. That's not the point. What I wanted to talk about today was what we place our values on, because depending on what we place our values on also has an effect on how we end up feeling, which in turn gets processed and sometimes negatively and internalized and then translated into depression. And that's not what we want. So I was talking to someone. It's been a minute, but we had a conversation one time and we were talking about depression because I tend to bring it up from time to time because I want to know, I like to talk to people to know I'm not looking for people's like downside, or I'm not trying to find out if everybody is depressed or, if this person is. It's just a conversation I like to talk about. It's my own personal survey that I kind of like to do by just bringing it up and asking people and see if they experience it, know someone, or if they have, or what have you. So we had this conversation, and this person was saying that they felt that depression was a result, well, they felt that social media attributed to depression. And they weren't trying to bash social media, no particular media. They were just making a point about how they felt social media tends to attribute to different people having, being depressed. And their point was, because people are always putting their pictures on Facebook or Instagram or this one or that one, and not to call out any of those two. I have nothing against Instagram, nothing against Facebook. I do Instagram and I do Facebook, so no bashing here. Um, but the point being is that, people put you know, they put their pictures on, they put a little bit of everything on, their new car, their new house, their this or that, new outfit. We went here, went there, and this and that. And then um, other people who are looking on, not all or not everybody, she was saying, ends up looking on and ends up feeling a certain kind of way, right? About what this person has or what they're doing or where they've been or what their life looks like compared to theirs. They're again comparing. And I thought that was a very valid point because people do that. And I'll be honest with you, I had points in my life when um, I would go on, one of the social media platforms, and I would just, be browsing through, and I see this, and sometimes, it would be some of the same people, showing certain things, and I would feel a certain kind of way, and I didn't like that feeling. And I finally got a hold of myself, which will be another subject for another time. But I finally got a hold of myself and I said, wait a minute. If this is going to make me feel like that, I don't need to be looking at it. And not that I wasn't happy for the person, not that I was jealous for at the person or anything, but it just was making me feel some kind of way, and we've heard it. I've heard it. I don't know if you've heard it before, but so many people say, America is blessed. We are blessed, and we truly are blessed people. We take so much for granted. So for us to look on someone else and feel some kind of a way is kind of vain, but we do. We do tend to do that, But anyway, so I got to the point where I said, you know what? If I'm going to be feeling like this, looking at that, when I see different things about different people or them showing their whatevers, I need to cut it off. So what I started doing was I'll scroll through, I'll like or not say anything or whatever. Um, and if I look and I find myself looking hard enough and starting to feel a certain way, then I'm like, up, time to keep it moving and get off of here. And so that is what I find myself right now doing. Like, I refuse to allow myself to feel a certain way because of whatever. I'm not going to do it. Some people can do it and it's not, but I believe to her point that that is what a lot of people do. And it also seems that some people go on and they look on and they don't say anything because of that. They sometimes may post something here or there, or sometimes they'll just, go on about maybe they've come to the same resolution that I have, and I'm hoping that you will too if you need to. That you're not going to let that, those kind of posts or those kinds of things affect you in that way. My point here with that is that it's what we place our values on. We're placing value on this person having this or that person having that. Thus, they're the greater, I'm the lesser. And we should not be doing that. You're just as valuable as they are, irregardless of what they have, what they're doing, what they've done, where they've been, where they're going. Regardless, irregardless, you're like the I have to say it. I have to say it. If you're going to cut me off, I get it. It's no problem. I'm not hurt or offended. But I have to say it. The Bible says that a man's life does not consist of the things which he possesses. In other words, there's more to life than things, right? And when the Bible says man, he's speaking of mankind because we are the seed of man, both men, and we're the seed of a man. And so that's why the Bible always talks about man. Not to get over on that over off on that, but my point here is to talk about what we place our values on. And that is what we tend to do. We look at this one, that one, say, oh, they have this, oh, they have that. Woe is me, woe is me. Not woe is you. Everything somebody said to me one time, that glitters is not gold. And be glad for that person. And really, I'll be honest with you, I'm practicing. Not that I ever, not that I ever did like hated on someone else, but I practice to purposely try to be happy for people. Now, if somebody's being vain and it's very obvious they're being vain, I might not like it. Like I just won't say anything to that, to what they put up or whatever. I'll see it, I may admire it, I may like it, but I won't put anything because I'm not going to add to their, be a part of their vanity. And that's how I respond, because it's sometimes, and I know it is very obvious that that's exactly what that is. And so we tend to place value on what someone else has and we compare ourselves. And that's not something that we should be doing. We ought to be content in what we have and where we are and where we want to go or where we're going. Now, if anything, what we can do that would be healthy with regards to that is let it motivate us, encourage us to say, if they can do it, I can do it too. Not that you have to do exactly what they're doing, but whatever whatever it is that's in line with your aspirations or what it is you're wanting to do. And so I don't think it's good that we should place value on those things. And if you find yourself when you're going through the social media platforms and you're on there and you're feeling like that, I'm going to say it. Let's just get a hold of ourselves and how it's making us feel or how we're allowing it to make us feel. And when we come across those things and we start feeling having those feelings that kind of kind of brushes across us kind of thing, then we know it's time to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. There is more to life. Really, there is. Don't revolve yourself around that one person or couple or group of people. There is so much more to life to see, right? So that's what I wanted to encourage today. And I have another video that I talked a little bit about what we place our values on. And I said a little bit more than what I'm saying during this video, but that is something I definitely wanted to talk about, because that does take people, because I've been there, into a depression, a lack of esteem, self-esteem. And so that's another area that I'm going to be talking about, is how we see ourselves. And really, it's how we see ourselves. Someone said, how you see you is how other people see you. And I believe that's true. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself, poor little old me? Do you see yourself, you know what, I'm all that? Do you see that, oh, I'm okay? You know what, I'm fine. Well, guess what? However you see yourself is how other people see you. This is very true. So, my encouragement is, take a moment, look in the mirror, and tell yourself, you're beautiful. Tell yourself, you're handsome. Tell yourself, you're pretty. I'm not talking about self-idolization. I'm talking about encouraging yourself so that you don't feel the lesser when you're looking on, or if you come across, because wait, hold on a second, stop the presses. I mentioned social media. I didn't even talk about work, neighbors, marketplace. I didn't even mention about that, because sometimes even those things, looking at somebody we don't even know, let alone the platforms where we have people in there that we do know, but other areas of our lives that we go to can also have that same effect. So I want to encourage that you go to a mirror and try to make it a point. I don't care if it's your car mirror, if it's your cell phone, if it's a bathroom mirror. Make it a point to say to yourself, I'm handsome. And if you're going to critique yourself, just don't be down about it. So, I might need to kind of tighten up a little bit, but I'm still good. I'm good. I'm good. Whatever you need to say, however it is you need to encourage or build your esteem, that's what I want to encourage you to do. I look in the mirror and I say, you're very pretty. Or I might say, you're beautiful. Whether I feel like that or whatever, or however I might be looking or thinking that day or that morning, I say it anyway, right? And then I smile. And as a result, I don't go around, thinking I'm the bombest. I mean, that's not totally bad, as long as you're not being vain, and you're balanced with it. But I'm finding that when I leave out with that confidence, that other people tend to compliment. I mean, not that you're looking for compliments, but people can see it because it's a result of how, in this case, how I'm seeing myself. And so when I share certain things, I'm not just here trying to preach or tell somebody what to do. I'm sharing what I know, am doing, or have done, and it truly works. Why put something out here and just pointing a finger, and that's not helping anybody. I mean, to me, that's mute. And that's not my purpose. My purpose is to truly help. So let's be very careful about what we place our values on. And let's be confident, and let's be encouraged to know that we're just as valuable, priceless, as the next person, irregardless of what they may have, what they're doing, where they've been, where they're going, what their endeavors are, and so on. Irregardless, we're just as valuable. And so that's my encouragement here today. And remember, you are not helpless. You are not hopeless. Your life is worth something. You are valuable. My name is Robin Morris. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Like me, Provide me with some comments, some feedback, subscribe. I'll be back again, and I might go off topic. You never know. I will have some off topic subjects, not just depression, but it'll be most of what I'm going to talk about. But I am going to have like some other topics that I've been thinking about talking about, but I want to look into a little bit more. So subscribe and see how I might be able to help you. And if I have helped, let me know. That would be an encouragement. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Again, Robin Morris. Have a great day.